The adult beverage. Ugh.
The adult beverages sure are poured.
Too many.
That's right.
I'm going to keep that in the show.
You should.
The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Man, so let me tell you about this damn Mario game again. Because, I hate it. I hated that game so much. And I beat it. So. Oh God. So for anyone who wasn't listening last week, I recounted my horror story of this blasphemous, terrible Mario game. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe Edition for the Switch. So it's
just a bunch of words squished together. Mario something.
Yeah, Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Deluxe, I think that's it, and that's for the Switch. Okay. And it's just I just didn't enjoy a bit of it. You know, I think you get into some of the Mario games. I remember playing one for the DS somewhat recently, and just charming, fun Mario. And I was dying a bunch. I'm still not a good gamer, but I was having fun sometimes, right? Okay. And I was also thinking this would be cool to give to my kid. You know, here's a DS, you can play this Mario game. Wonderful. This game, though, this Wii U Deluxe, it's probably why the Wii U failed, frankly.
Right. This one game.
One game.
Right.
Anyway, so it was so annoying, and my son is so into it. Right. So this is a fatherly sacrifice for me to be playing this game. Because I'm seething with rage as I'm going through with this game. We're dying and dying and dying. He is laughing his head off, which honestly, that really adds to the frustration.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say it was bringing in, smiles to your face. It's how he's having a great time. Okay.
To die at the hands of such nonsense and then have my son rolling with laughter is just all right, man, that's cool. Because I'm already on the edge. So this game, anyway, so we beat it. Actually, we beat it twice. Because funny story is that when he's excited, he loves to mash buttons. And upon beating it, the buttons he mashed exited without saving. So it wasn't even we could do quote-unquote new game plus and then go back to... It was just... We had to beat the final boss again. So wow. And that kind of brings it around. So I don't mean to reopen wounds and have an entire other episode railing against this game, which I could.
Yes.
If you want to take me to a bar and get me a drink, I will talk about how awful this game is for hours because I hate it. The bigger point is, when we did finally beat it, this goes back to something that's kind of been a recurring theme for me, which is just put it into easy mode.
Yeah.
And have a good time.
Yeah.
We're dads here. You don't have anything left to prove. Just if you're struggling, I highly recommend for dads to just focus on the good time and put it into easy mode. Yeah. Now, easy mode in this, what it means is... They have two characters. One's a rabbit, dumb-looking thing. It's awful. And then there's Toadette. And if you're the rabbit, you can't die. Nothing can hit you. Sorry, okay. I'll take that back. You can die if you jump off a cliff or lava, which, by the way, in this garbage game is all over the place. So it's constant death.
So it doesn't really help you. Okay.
But at least he's not getting hit by fireballs and Goombas and all the other stuff.
Right.
The one... slightly harder, still considered easy, is if you choose Toadette. And you can still be hit, but I think you get some extra hits. Your controls are much tighter, so it's less sloppy. So you're not just floating and flying around.
Okay.
So you got a little bit more kind of natural precision, which makes it just infinitely easier. So look, dads, if you're stuck in a garbage game like this, do yourself a favor and just put it to easy mode, because it's not... Nobody's watching. None of us dads judge you.
No.
Just have fun. Have you had to do this yet? Are you good enough that this is just me sucking so bad at games?
Actually, it's almost like the reverse is true for me. I'll relate it to a game called Guacamelee.
It's just not hard enough.
It's just it is
Demon Souls. Give me a challenge.
No, I actually meant that my son will complete the level for me because it's just too I don't have the dexterity anymore. I can't do it. And I will relate it to a game called Guacamelee 2. And Guacamelee is it's a platformer that is up to 4-player on the screen, and it's much like Mario. So there's enemies and you jump around and stuff. But there's this, it gets progressively harder. And that progression like just ramps up very quickly. And some of the jumping puzzles involve jumping and then doing a midair dash, changing dimensions because all the platforms then change, and landing and getting through a maze of these kind of platforming puzzles. And I will try a bunch of times, Trevor. It's not like I just give up, but I will just... At some point, I just call it. And there's one mechanic you can do in-game where you hold down both triggers and you just become a bubble that floats. So if one player wants to do the puzzle themselves, and you don't all have to do it at once, that one player can attempt it themselves while everybody else just floats in their bubble and watches. And I've done that many times while my 10-year-old completes the puzzle.
That is such the reverse, because it'd be so much like, hey, son, look, why don't you do the super special super duper move and go in your bubble so I can finish this without dying.
Yeah. It actually, and it works out because my youngest will be in his bubble and then he'll just revive us, because if you all die, then, the level's over. But if somebody's in their bubble, they can help all the people respawn. So it works out. That's the dad mode that I love in that game, because otherwise I wouldn't play it. I would get too frustrated, much like your Mario experience, and just call it. Like, that would be it. I wouldn't. No thanks. Not going to do it.
That's perfect. Yeah. And I think that's another one to take to the bank for dads. Is that again, this is really focus on how you can possibly have fun moving the needle. Like, is it letting your son get you through something? In my case, is it just
allowing them to play?
Playing, or then be the easiest possible characters and where it would go. Like because it is just not worth you losing too much dad time over certain nonsense. What would be nonsense?
That's right.
Look, before you crank 20 years ago, you just crank a Mountain Dew. You spend all night, you get really good at the game, master it, and move on. But
right.
Not now. We ain't got that type of time.
Can you imagine pulling an all-nighter now these days? There's no way. You would be dead. You'd be half dead the next day. You would never recover.
You could do it if you then the next day you got to sleep and kind of rest. But like,
that doesn't
the kid's going to wake up at 6. It's like... As soon as by the time you wouldn't even get a full all-nighter, because at 6 you're on the clock again with your kids. So
that's right.
Not even half of one.
It'd be awful.
Man, so dads, do the easy modes. So I've carried this forward. So I've done this recently with, as we mentioned, I've started playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Finally.
Yep.
I had done this. I had set Final Fantasy VII Remake to easy mode, so I could beat that one.
Okay.
Which again I love. Like it was wonderful, and I just kind of let the characters go, and I was like more directing it as opposed to doing the fast action stuff.
Right.
Horizon Zero Dawn, it's been just a phenomenal experience. Like there's still kind of a challenge. I don't really feel like I'm ever gonna die, except by chance.
Yeah.
But it's not like I can just stand there and like walk up to the meatiest characters and tap with my stick a few times. You still got to do the motions. You got to be smart about it, but.
Yeah.
It's just, you're not going to be dying 50 times to kill the one Sabretooth. You know what I mean? So it's wonderful. Like it's been such a revelation as far as let's get into this game and get through it with my limited dad time.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely. And I will say that just even another game off the top of my head, Final Fantasy VIII. I never completed it. And I wanted to go back and do it all over again. So I bought the remastered version. And because they have those superpower cheats, I am so thankful for those.
Oh, yes.
I can't die because I don't have time to go through an hour's worth of dungeon just to get back to where I was because I didn't, use the right spell on the boss and I died, right? Like I just don't have the time. So having those options just available so I can experience the story of, some 20-year-old gap that I need to fill in my life. Thank you. Like, again, if you don't want to use them, don't use them. But at least that option is there for us that need them. So I am all for it.
Yeah. It's an interesting mode for dads, and especially on the nostalgia play, because I did very much the same with Final Fantasy IX.
Yep.
They had the don't die mode. They had the speed up mode. Which
yes.
My God, was that ever a lifesaver?
Oh,
as
God.
far as double speed, like you can't die. Just you're going through the paces, you're going through the story. You're crafting your characters. So it's like, okay, here's the spells you're going to use. Here's the type of kind of class. Here's how I want you to. Here's my party formation.
Yeah.
So you're doing all the kind of fun stuff you might enjoy. It's just like you're not dying to nonsense poison.
Right.
And having to do that maze again.
Absolutely. It's
so friendly.
It's very friendly. Yeah.
Easy mode dads. Drop the ego. We're all dads here. Listen. Yeah. Dads, listen. It's just us. Okay. Yeah. Just put on easy mode, bud. If anyone asks, you got good. It was maximum setting, so be it. But
don't look at my trophies. That means nothing. I didn't have trophies on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Trophies. What is this? A competition?
Yeah. Don't need your participation trophy. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure people love the challenge, which if that's the case, then like, so be it. Like power to you. Like amazing for you. But like, yeah, I would put it out there that if you're finding it, especially with limited damn time, put it easy mode.
Yeah.
Now, let's quickly switch off to what I want. I want to ask you some questions about your pending PS5. Because out there exists this beautiful PS5 box.
It does.
And written on the front in lovely crafted letters, probably made out of little X's and squares and triangles, is Jeff.
That's right.
For Jeff.
That's right. It's out there.
So let me as one of the plebes, as a common folk who don't have a PS5 pre-order, do your kids know that a PS5 is coming to your house? Do they even know what a PS5 is?
They know what a PS5 is. They have seen me watch the videos of the announcements, the reviews.
Come to dinner, please. One more.
No, I'm watching this. So yeah, it's all in our YouTube history of all those videos. So they know what it is, and they know what it's all about, and they know I want one. But they do not know that it's coming. So they don't know that I have a pre-order.
Okay, so now, follow-up question.
Yep.
When it arrives, will they know that you have a PS5?
That's a good question, because I might just hide it away just for I've actually booked vacation.
Nice.
I don't usually do that on a launch, but for this, it's a full week. 2020 has done enough to me. I want a week alone with just a new next-gen system, so I might hide it away, just secretly play it for 7 days, and then bring it out. We'll see. They have virtual school, so they're home when that FedEx truck arrives, so it'll take some extra stealth to sneak it in. But I am looking forward to it very much. And I won't be able to hold my excitement, especially if they don't see me. Like, where's Dad? I don't know where Dad is. So there might be more questions.
Yeah, you need to maybe book a hotel for the month.
That's right. That's a good
get out of the house.
A lot of solutions here. Hey, I could just show up at your house. I'll just bring it over.
Come on by.
I'll hide out there.
We'll do. I need you to quarantine, and then
that's fine.
We'll get you a swab. No, we'll find someone to do a swab.
Okay.
You get swabbed on the way in. Make sure you don't have it. And
Perfect.
We'll host you, and then the dads get to enjoy it.
That's right. There you go.
Well, that's not quite fair. You get the first 4 days.
Yeah.
And on day 5, I'll come on in.
That's right.
And that's payment for the week of housing.
Sounds good. I like that.
All right. So the kids do not know it's coming. They know of it that a PS5 exists.
Yeah.
So that is most interesting. So as someone who is waiting for it now, you've seen some of the launch titles. I don't know if you've purchased some games. Like, where are you sitting on the, I'm so excited to play this, I want to get into that, this is the feature I want the most? Like, the PS5 is coming. What is speaking to you from an excitement standpoint?
I will say it's the speed. It's those load times. And I'm not even thinking next gen games yet. I am just thinking the games that are this gen that will load way faster on the PS5 and way quieter, because this fan on the PS4 is insanely loud. So if I can get into games that I've mentioned before, Final Fantasy 14, Bloodborne I want to try out, Days Gone was another one, all with horrendous load times. if I can get these things on the PS5 just to load in a blink of an eye and have a stable frame rate, I am a happy camper for at least a little bit. And I think that's what impresses me the most is the speed of this machine and just the ability to game more and not waste my time with loads, like screens of just blank, and I'm staring at it. Like a lot of magic was done at the end of PS4's life cycle with Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. They loaded like almost instantly on deaths. But some of these other games that I've always wanted to play are horrible, and I won't play them knowing that the PS5 is coming. So those games I will probably play first and get them going, because I want to be in the game. I don't want to be like, again, staring at a screen, watching this power bar fill up. So I am super excited for that stuff, just off the bat.
That is amazing. So I think what's been curious for myself, it's so interesting to hear you say that, because where I've kind of gone through is I was super bullish, super excited about the Xbox tech. And I really like their cloud offering. Like, I like that I can play on, as someone who has a gaming PC, I like that I can subscribe to it, and I'm going to have games that are on the Xbox, like I can download and just sample. I can do it on the Go, on Android. Like, I liked it. I very much liked it.
Yep.
But as it has come out, if you look at the care and concern that PlayStation has taken with the controller, like all the interesting trigger button and how it varies its tension based on what you're doing. If you're pulling a rope, like it'll actually become harder to pull the trigger. The better haptic feedback on it, but more importantly, exactly like you said, the load times. Jumping in and out of games super fast, being able to get into new sections without waiting a minute of loading, having 3 or 4 of those on the go, having videos in game to help you figure out how to do something. You think about the experience of as a gamer, and I mean the recurring theme. We might as well change the name to of this podcast to like limited gaming dad time, gaming time. Yeah, we say the word so often. But that's very much a theme of where we're at in our lives with our kids and how much we get to play. So the thought that the system so pointedly reduces the friction to get you in and out of games, and also to then beat those games, like assist you in those games, it's really changed. I would want a PS5 now more than an Xbox. So that's really shifted for it, for sure.
Well, yeah, like we were saying in the kind of the preamble before, it's just I'm buying time. I'm not buying a console. I am buying my time back.
Darling, listen.
Right? This is the investment.
I am buying family time.
That's right. That's right.
You know how I'll spend 6 hours trying to load The Witcher?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm going to cut that in half. I'm back to the family.
That's right. I can finish that story, no problem. Give me 50 hours.
Just a solid 4 weeks.
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's just, again, like you were saying, just the getting into game more, less waiting. And that controller, I've watched all the videos on it. So even Digital Foundry did a whole thing on the unboxing, but they were really impressed with the controller and the haptics of it, and how they could tell what surface they were on and how dust would affect the controller. Like it was almost gritty to them going through a dust storm, and feeling raindrops through the controller is just kind of a nutty experience to me. And I'm really excited to kind of see how that fits in with games, and hope that games kind of continue that, because this could be like the first launch of it, and then it kind of goes away, right? Where, third parties, where they have to make a game for 6 systems, maybe not, they wouldn't spend the time to put in the controller functions. But from what I've heard, quite a few support it and are kind of excited about that new experience, which is interesting, again, just from a gaming perspective, something new. And it's been kind of touted as that next gen thing is the controller. It's not the graphic. It's not, the SSD. It's the controller, which is interesting. I've never thought of a peripheral as, that next gen feel. So that's exciting. I don't know. It's the little things.
I think we're primed for it as believers and supporters of PSVR.
Yeah.
The idea of immersion and that next dimension of gaming, right? So it's interesting for you, just your day-to-day gaming, the fact that this controller now is going to take you that little bit further, right? Yeah. It's not just going to be, I'm playing this game with different environments and different textures. It's now this conduit that I'm using to play that game is also part of that experience. Like there's these like levels and layers to it.
Yeah.
So that type of thing really does become interesting. And I like that that's off the hopper. The thing that they're touting is like faster games, the video searching for assistance and help. Like I think the playing with friends for many people will actually be very important. Less so gaming dads. But these two gaming dads. I'm sure a lot of gaming dads actually have.
How do you guys coordinate games? Let us know.
Yeah, we got to get a dad gaming group going at some point. Right. Just like very low key, very relaxed. But so see them come out the gate with these innovations that would make an actual the experience that you're having slightly richer without massive investments like a PSVR. To make it really fast to get in, to make when you're in it easier to play as far as other people, tips, videos, everything else, and you put that all together and as a gaming package. Dang.
Yeah.
Man, I would. I just wonder if we're gonna come back like 4 weeks from now, and it's like, okay, my kids still don't know. I'm playing out of a closet now. And I put up soundproofing because apparently it still has the beep, the telltale beep.
Yeah, it does have the beep. Yes.
So you're done for.
So let's see how long I can keep it. I don't think they'll smell it. It's like chumming the waters here. They'll just like, what's that new electronic that's on? It smells different.
Yeah. So now, of course, I mentioned here that I don't have the. Do not have a pre-order for it. I've actually signed up for a few lists because I think I'm at the stage now, happy to just wait. We'll give it we'll give it a moment. At some point it'll come. I could very well see it, me not having the opportunity to purchase it until January, February, even March, honestly. By the time you get over the Christmas rush, it could take a while, and so be it. Is what it is,
Yeah.
What has really riled me up a little bit. I'm not sure. As opposed to
come on.
As opposed to the calm demeanor I started the show with when I was talking about a blasted Mario game. But in searching for it, what very kind of quickly came up was third-party scalpers for PS5 pre-orders. I'm actually trying to show some on... I'll do a quick Google search to bring up some of the prices of it, but there's just... You can't fault people for trying to make a buck sometimes. Like, I tend to get a little bit tired by the hustle culture as far as hustle for every dollar and like get everything you can type of thing. But
I can fault them. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is like, I understand, trying your best to make some money and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. But this particular enterprise just feels so dastardly and so painful. I don't want to painful. It's being a bit too hyperbolic, but there's going to be a bunch of families. If a adult gamer like me doesn't get a new system, not a big deal. I don't care very much, right? It is what it is. I'd like one. I don't need it. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of people in my position, even people without families, you don't necessarily need it. You can wait. Okay. There will be some kids who are not going to get a PS5 under the tree because of these monsters. And that sucks, man, because there's nothing, the console under the Christmas tree, when you wake up and there it is, or for the birthday, whatever else it would be. And it's just the thought that these folks are buying it, not to playing it, no intention of playing it. And some of them who have like 2 or 3 of them, just to turn around, try to like bilk money out of people. It's awful, man. It's just really upsetting. I wish they had found a better way to prevent it. But I don't know how you would. I
don't know how you would. It's almost how pre-orders popped off with Sony just kind of dropping them. Actually, it wasn't even Sony. It was just retailers. They just kind of did it that day. That was almost worked in just the regular consumer's favor because maybe the bots weren't ready to go at that point. Because it seemed like anybody that was kind of hunting for them at that moment could get one. But if you missed that day or came into Twitter late, you were out of luck. And then with Xbox and an exact time of release, it's almost like those bots went out and had those pre-orders locked up before any human could get through the gate. And that's kind of what, jumbles my bananas with this, is that bots...
Sorry, I wanted to let it fly, but I'm sorry, I couldn't.
I don't know.
Sorry, let me create for the video version here, I'm going to quickly create a new lower third. This is Jumbles.
Jumble my bananas. Yeah, if you're in my house, my kids hear all these crazy sayings I say all the time. But those are those bots that kind of round up these systems for people. See, there it is, yes. Jumble my bananas. And then, you have one scalper that has, possibly 10 to 20 systems, and they're making a killing off the leverage of the season. So they're leveraging Christmas against people, and that sucks. It really does.
Yeah, and you see these prices too, and they're just like... So we got one pre-order for $1,000. So that all in, I think, what's the thing cost after tax? Like $700 Canadian?
700 for the disc version, yes.
Okay, so we'll say, and let's say $650 for the discless? Or the $600?
Yeah, $620.
Okay, so $620 and $700 all in taxes. So we have one for $1,000, $850 for the current bid, selling firm for $900. And it's just like, man, that's like just,
it's
screw you guys. That sucks.
And it just, I don't know. Like, you play to the people that can obviously afford it, and maybe that's nothing to those people, and they get their money's worth. But then, I don't know. There's dads out there that, it's a tough time. It's 2020. This sucks. It is an expensive piece of hardware, but over the 10-year life cycle, it's not so bad. And then it's just a slimy maneuver, and I know that it kind of went back and forth in my head. If, times are rough here, I could sell it, but then I would feel bad putting $1,000 on something I know I paid half for that, or 3/4. I would just feel guilty because I'm doing that to somebody else who, regardless of who it is, maybe they're going to turn around and resell it for more. But it's just, I've never been one to do that. And I don't think I could really look at my kids and be like, hey, Daddy just made $400 off this.
I mean, what's distressing? The thing that's kind of distressing to me, though, really too, is that this is the first page. So we're looking at used site Kijiji. Let's say at least 70% of the ads are for pre-orders that people have. I see there's 10 pages of it.
Yeah.
And mostly this one was posted 8 hours ago. This whole page is less than 8 hours.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So you think about the number of people doing it. It's the type of thing, if there was 100, I can't even say the good thing. You did a search and there was 4 jerks doing it.
Yeah.
4 to 10 jerks. All right, fine. There's always some scumbags. I get it. But to see that the massive quantity of these things that went to scalpers is just so they very actively sought them out for the express purpose of never touching it, just flipping it for a profit.
Oh yeah. Just wait until November 12th. So after launch day, these will go up in price because people will realize that they won't be able to get any. And many stores have already emailed customers saying there are no in-store consoles. If you want one, you either have to have a pre-order or the online orders will open back up. There's nothing in...
Do not come to the store.
Do not come to the store. Yeah, don't queue up. It's not going to happen.
Just start messaging these people one by one, just saying you suck.
Yeah.
You're a bad person.
That's right. So I can see these prices almost doubling after launch day. I kid you not. The shelves will be empty. It'll be a whole... Remember Nintendo Switch? Even the Wii. It was impossible to get one of those.
I don't remember I remember being impossible. I don't seem to recall... Maybe I was blind to it. I don't seem to recall this ravenous of flipping of the units. Am I off on that? Was there a whole lot of it happening with the Switch?
Like maybe just not this kind of price range where you're talking $1,000 and you're like, oh my god, like
I saw one for $1,250. I thought that was pretty like.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're getting up to like mortgage payments. Maybe this isn't such a bad racket. I'm just
yeah. I've turned you.
Kids, I owned your college fund in PS5s.
Just upsetting, man. So, anyways, I hate to end the show on a downer, but it's just like it really, really jumbles my bananas.
That's right, it does. I won't be doing that, Trevor. So there's a little silver lining. I will have my PS5.
We got one done. Hopefully there's enough out there, and we're excited to hear all the stories from gaming dads who listen here. Your PS5 glory moments. Maybe you're a scalper, and then you can proceed to not listen to the show anymore. But generally, I think folks who listen to this are good gaming dads, and we're excited to hear a bunch of fun stories as the wrapping off some PS5s come about. So, and maybe for myself, 2022.
Yeah, you'll get there
when it finally shows up. But that's okay. I got a backlog.
You got plenty of Mario games. Don't worry about it.
All on easy mode.
That's right.
Each and every one on easy mode. Hey, real fast one. How is Smash Brothers still $90?
It's a Nintendo game, man. But they never.
I thought, you know what? I absolutely adore. On the 64, what I would absolutely love to do is just do infinite game.
Yep.
So just, infinite lives. Like you'll die, but you'll come back and just go, and just play. Loved it. I kind of thought like, man, maybe my son would be into that.
Yep.
Because he tends to get quite a kick when somebody could fly off the screen and like slap and someone goes off. It could be funny.
Perfect.
So I thought, hey, okay, maybe Smash Brothers. It's in the Mario universe.
Yep.
Basically. So, this could be pretty good for us. $90. $90.
Yep.
Like come on, man.
Yeah,
like,
I know. I know.
That was 6 months old, 8 months old.
Smash Brothers? Oh, it's at least a year.
Christmas coming up? Jeez.
Yep. So you might get another $10 off that. Nintendo's sales are always $10. We'll throw $10 to you. All right, take it.
Oh man.
So it's worth it though. I will say, it is worth it. You'll get your time.
That's the thing. Like I am. It's almost like my plan actually was to. Geez, I don't know if I have a TV that still works, but was the hookup? I have N64 and I have the original.
Oh.
So my thought had been, okay, hook it up.
Right.
Let's play this one. I should probably record his reaction to that weird controller.
Yeah, you should.
It's like, what is this?
Yeah, that's cool.
Get him, get him to try it and see, like, okay, is this your bag? Do you kind of like it? And if he does, then I can make the investment.
Yep.
So I will report back.
I think you should.
But anyways, hey, if anybody listening is a scalper, knock it off.
Yeah, that's right.
No thank yous. No thank you, fellas. But again, I do not think any gaming dad would be a scalper. I'd have a hard time believing it.
We're all good here.
Go in easy mode, fellas. Go in easy mode.
Right. Dad mode.
All right. I'll wrap it up for this week. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. If you'd like to subscribe to the podcast, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play, and any of the other podcasting services. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at New Dad Gaming. We'd love to hear from you if you have any scalper stories, if you have any gaming stories or tips, any easy mode stories, would love to share them on the program. Please do reach out. We'd love to hear from you. Questions, thoughts, ideas. If you can leave a review on the podcast, it'd be much appreciated, and share it around to any other dads who game. Until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and a vendetta against scalpers.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and hopefully that PS5's in the mail. Let's see.
It's just like you can hear it. Ding. There's like the start beep is just like way off, like 100 miles away beeping. Yeah. Just waiting.
It's just
it is going to be
powered up
soon. All right. See you next week.
All right. See ya.